Hey, this is Jimmy again, and I am. This is my third installment of this is my second installment of the YouTube series, Insider 411, Controlled Chaos, the world of gang stalking. Okay, well, last night I was reporting to you from the job site, and dude, just as soon as I got done with it, I went over to do the whole upload to YouTube thing, and those fuckers, meaning the gang stalkers, or what I call them, PABs, which is P-A-B, an acronym for punk ass bitches. But anyway, the PABs cut my power. Fortunately, I had flashlights and stuff on hand because, as I mentioned yesterday, I'm an avid fisherman and I fish a lot at night. And today, man, they've been on me like a fucking cheap suit. So I threw them a couple curves today because that's what I do. I don't want me to be predictable, so in order to do that, I don't utter where I'm going. I fucking try to mislead and not give them a chance to set up ahead of me, you know what I'm saying? So anyway, today I'm heading south, and the Google girl just keeps interrupting, the Google assistant. But anyway, I'm headed down to what the hell's it called? It's on the Ohio River. It's called East. It'll come to me. East Liverpool. Anyway, East Liverpool is about an hour and a half southeast from where I was at. I was in Twin Lakes, up in Portage County in Ohio, and then now I'm down running along the border of Pennsylvania down to East Liverpool, and East Liverpool is where the Ohio River butts up against Ohio at its first point, and that's where I'm going to catch muskie. And
in a quarter mile, turn left onto East Lincoln Way.
It's really my hope that I get one. I'd really love to show you guys a fucking muskie, man. They're so badass. But anyways, last night they fucked with me for about 2 or 3 hours, and by fucked with me, I mean specifically they cut my power, and they were actually in the house, because the bottom floor there's a basement, and the basement is actually where a carport is. There's some construction going on down there, and let's see, let's take a left here. But anyway, I'm going down to the Ohio River in order to catch muskie, and
in 500 feet, turn right onto McKinley Street.
And I'm feeling hopeful and optimistic about the whole catching of the muskie thing.
Take the next right onto McKinley Street, then turn right onto East Lincoln Way.
It's Google fucking. But anyway, they were fucking with me, cut the power. I could hear them down in the basement. That's right. You talk about some back ways. This Google app has took me down so many little fucking tiny side streets and shit, dude. It's a trip.
Take the next right onto East Lincoln Way, then turn left onto US 30 East.
So yeah, I can see, because down here in this portion of southern Ohio, it's Appalachia is what it is, and you got the rolling hills. It's sort of similar to West Virginia, but not as the hills aren't quite as big or steep or fucking
take the next
perpetual.
Left onto US 30 East, Jackson Street.
But God, it's so beautiful down here because the leaves are still on down here. It's just a little further south, and it's not quite as cold down here as it is up where I'm from.
Continue for 13 miles.
I'm in northeast Ohio, and I'm hoping you can hear me. I noticed yesterday when I was trying to do the whole YouTube thing from the cockpit of my vehicle that I couldn't hear everything because I'm told that I mumble. And the reason that I do that, I think, is because being in prison and stuff, you don't want, cops are pretty good at reading lips and that sort of thing. Plus, they got audio surveillance out the yin yang in there. don't really want them to hear what you're saying. So I try to be guarded about what I say, and I try not to let outsiders hear what I'm saying. But now I'm letting the world hear what I'm saying because I want the world to know what these fucking rascals are up to. Gang stalkers, for those of you who are new to this, are a nationwide group of, let's say, community crime watch fucking like gone rogue. They've like fucking really spun out of control. And I am a parolee. I just did 14 years in a Supermax facility down in West Virginia for robbing a drug dealer, and that was fucking in 06. And I just got out in March of 2020. And I'm really happy to be out, and I want to stay out. So I'm not involved in anything that's going to like put me in harm's way with regards to stepping out of bounds with the law or anything like that. But there's this group of people, commonly referred to as gang stalkers, and the reason they're called gang stalkers is not because I'm in a gang, but because they are a gang and they stalk those that they call TIs, or targeted individuals. Now, I am a targeted individual, and I'm not sure why. But I suppose the reason or the cause is moot. What is important is that I maintain a strong sense of purpose, direction, and a very strong discipline with respect to not reacting to the stimuli, as it were, that these guys are thrusting upon me. They are trying to get me to make colossally bad decisions that will like result in me either winding up in fucking prison the rest of my life, or in a psych facility the rest of my life, or dead. They would prefer that I just kill myself, because that is like the that's the big W for them. That's a big fucking win if they could just get you to off yourself, because that's their ultimate objective. It's been described as the ultimate reality show, where these participants, these stalkers, are, each of them play a role, and there's a lot of logistical fucking strategy and forethought that's put into this. There's a huge amount of resources. So, take me for instance. They've got at least a dozen full-time stalkers on me that rotate in shifts. There's 4 shifts, and there's like, and there's 4 of them that like lead crews on how best to like run parallels, tail drops, taking the point position and like fucking, like at restaurants and stuff. Like if I go to a McDonald's or something, well, they've already befriended the manager of said McDonald's. Plus, they've got an agreement with corporate head HQ that, like, this guy's got the run of the place whenever, he needs it. And what they'll do is they'll, like, go into these fucking restaurants, and they will fucking, like, insert themselves into the mix of where your order's being prepped and fucking poison you. See, that's their stock in trade. They fucking poison you to where it looks like a slow, wasting death. For example, when I got out of the joint, I was about 220 pounds. Now I'm down to 185. And that's a pretty significant drop. So, yeah, it should be said, I mean, in the interest of like fucking candor here, that I do imbibe in recreational drug use from time to time, and that's the height of my fucking illegality. I mean, it's I had come to terms with the fact that I was not the kind of person I wanted to be while doing this stretch of prison time, and more specifically, over a decade in solitary isolation time. And I had like fucking made a life's decision that I was like gonna turn my life around, and I was not gonna spend the remainder of my life, being a piece of shit and fucking people over, or, you know, hurting people or whatever, but actually trying to be as good a dude as I could possibly be. And that's exactly what I've been trying to do. And the irony of that is that this is like the one time in my life where I've actually made a conscious and determined decision to do just that. And now there are forces arrayed against me that are preventing it. And it's fucked, is what it is. But if you are watching this video, then I have to assume that either you or someone that you know, love, care about, whatever, is being targeted themselves. And if that be the case, it is my hope that by watching these videos, you can draw upon the experiences that I've had and better combat the fucking diabolical forces that are arrayed against you, because this is a progressive fucking kind of full court press that they do. That was my teeth. My front teeth got knocked out years ago, so I got a partial right there. They fucking dropped the other day, broke, and I had to glue them back together. But I guess the new one's on the 17th. Speaking of which, today I think is the November 8th. It's a Sunday. It's very fucking beautiful today. It was really cold this morning, but it's shaping up now. It's a beautiful autumn day down here in fucking the southern portion, southeastern portion of Ohio. And for those of you that have never been to Ohio, I strongly urge you to come check it out, because Ohio is fucking beautiful. Damn it, I missed my turn. Shit. No big deal. I'm still going in the right direction. Going south and west. So I wound up over in PA, and it's like, that was a mistake. I mean, I just went too far. This Google thing fucks me up. Well, that's another story for another day. Let's see. But yeah, last night I had like uploaded my very first YouTube video in order to hopefully reach some people out there, and hopefully, you know, it's like achieve some kind of solidarity with fucking somebody that's on my fucking team here. These people are really insidious in how they operate, because when I first got out, they targeted like people that were like in my outer circle, like nieces and nephews, and people that really never knew me. They just like heard of me, you know, because I was away while they were like fucking, you know, growing into adults and shit. And there's this like fucking really malicious fucking smear campaign engineered by these motherfuckers, these gang stalkers. It's basically just fucking really just fucking dragging my name through a fucking goddamn cesspool of shit. They're telling people that like I'm a fucking a domestic terrorist. They're telling people that I'm a motherfucking a pedophile, you know, and a bunch of other shit. Now, I'm just gonna say this once so you understand, I am none of those things. It's true that I was a terrible person and I did a lot of bad shit, but when I say bad shit, I mean like armed robberies, assaults, fucking ganking people, burglaries, fucking beatdowns, that kind of shit. And dude, and I regret it. I do, because I put my family through a lot of shit as a result of all that fucking nonsense, and they really didn't deserve it at all. Not at all. And I come from good people. Mom and Dad certainly never raised me to be like that. And yeah, I'm deeply ashamed of the person that I was and the things that I did, and I wish I could take it back, but sadly I cannot. I figured the only thing that I can do to like redeem myself is to like live out the remainder of my life as good a dude as I could possibly be, and that's what I'm striving to do right now. My number is 330-256-2876. If one of y'all want to text me or like get at me and like fucking something like this is happening to you or somebody that you love and you like want to chop it up and fucking like connect, great. Especially if you're a fucking good looking woman. But cause dude, I really need somebody soft and smell good to like wake up next to. I miss women bad. I mean bad. Now that's another thing that like these guys have like really like fucking tried to like run the sword through me on like the whole sexual thing. They're like fucking telling people that I'm a cocksucker and that you know that I'm a fucking depraved fag and all this other shit. Well, let's just go ahead and set the record straight right now. It's true that I have engaged in bisexual behavior in the past, and I don't regret it. It was one of those things that, you know, I was sort of curious about, and like I tried it. It's not really my thing, and I really dig chicks. So, I mean, if they're saying, well, this guy's a cocksucker, well, technically, I have something. Well, big fucking deal. You know what I'm saying? What fucking business is it of theirs anyway? That's what I wonder. I mean, point being, they can't hurt me with that because I've never like really had that shit hidden. It's just like I just didn't bring it up. That's all. Why would I? You know, it's like the part of the world that I'm from, dude. That stuff is like, they're still 50 years back on that shit around here. I mean, I live in a really rural part of the state, and it's not really rural. It's not. And for what it's worth, it's a lot more accepted now than it was back in the day. It's you know, there's a lot of things that are changing here in our world, but there's a lot of things that remain the same. And one of the biggest ones is human nature. And the people are fucking mean, spiteful, vindictive, and if the people I don't even know hate my fucking guts, why?
Take the next left on Old Lincoln
Just
Highway.
relax, Google girl. I'm gonna go take a look at this park. I'm hoping that there's a fucking river access to here. So just relax for a second, will you?
Continue on East Liverpool Road for 1 mile.
See this Google thing? So it'll just keep yammering away at you. I'm pulling in this park to see if there's like a spot where I can access the Ohio River. I like parks. I like being outside. I spent fucking over 10 years straight in a fucking box about the size of your bathroom with no one and nothing. It was a fucking miserable, horrible, harrowing experience that I never, ever, ever, ever want to happen again. And I think that solitary isolation ought to be abolished in this fucking country. It is fucking cruel and inhumane, and it will fucking drive you fucking bonkers. And I tried to take my life a couple of times back there as a result of a lengthy fucking solitary isolation bit. And I never ever wanted to do it again, and I hope that I never do.
In 300 feet, make a U-turn.
So yeah, that's what's up with that.
Make a U-turn.
Just relax, will you? Go. I'm trying to do a U-turn. Just relax.
In a quarter mile, turn left onto East Liverpool Road. Make a U-turn.
I am making a fucking U-turn. Just relax. She acts like she don't hear that shit, you know. But anyways, man, aren't these phones amazing? I tell you, when I went in, dude, there was nothing like this. Nothing. I come out and like fucking.
Mile, turn left onto East Liverpool Road.
My nephew gets me a fucking phone, one of those Samsung A10 shits, and fucking like with the whole package, and dude, the porn. Oh my god, dude, I about beat myself to death the first couple of months I was out jacking the porn, and so I haven't had much access to women since I've been out, or men for that matter. But that's because I haven't been interested in that bullshit. But not to hear these motherfuckers tell it. But anyways, I did like link up with an ex-girlfriend, and she kicked down, and that was really nice of her. Cause man, she's bad as fuck. She really is, and she still looks about the same. She's like one of those chicks that like stays slender and fucking hot. She's one of those types, and she looks a lot like she did when she was 18, and I mean a lot.
Head south, then make a U-turn.
But she does not taste or smell like she used to. I can tell you that. That's for sure.
Continue on East Liverpool Road for 4 miles.
So yeah, but it was still a good looking out. And I've been trying to like fucking get her to kick down on some more, but yeah, her boyfriend and shit kind of trips about it, I guess. But anyways, as I was saying, in case you haven't caught the first one, my name's Jimmy McCauley. I live in Northeast Ohio. I actually live in a town called Warren, Ohio, and I do like home repair, home restoration type of shit. I do a little bit of everything, but the truth is I'm not very good at any of it because I've like spent the past fucking 15 fucking years on ice. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't fucking doing anything but push-ups in there and crunches and stuff like that, and because I didn't have access to no fucking weight pile, that's for sure. I was in the fucking hole. I mean, like the dungeon, yo. It was a fucking supermax in every true sense of the word, and it was horrible. I don't know how much you guys know about that sort of thing, but it was fucking horrible. So yeah, let's see. Straight here. Hopefully not get ran over. It took me a second to get this whole driving thing back down too. I'm still not very good at it. I'm getting there. I used to like be an ace driver, but it just takes a second to get it all back. I hope you can hear me whenever I cover my mouth like that. I do that to prevent people from reading my lips, but I mean, obviously nobody's going to be reading my lips here. And, yeah. So, yeah, I think I'm over on the PA side again. It keeps going, weaving back and forth from PA to Ohio on this East Liverpool Road south. It's an old windy road that like fucking before the interstates. You know the type. But, boy, it sure is pretty down here. I bet you the girls are good looking down here, too. See, all my people are from West Virginia. Deep in Appalachia. Like, the heart of it, like, near Elkins, West Virginia, but further out in the cut. And, so, yeah, I spent a lot of time there when I was growing up because I was always in trouble up in Ohio, and they would send me down to my grandparents' house in West Virginia, and it was like a fucking like Huck Finn, Tom Sawyer type of fucking adventure down there with my uncle and my maternal grandmother was just like fucking most fucking wonderful person in the world. Just treated us all really good and just a really loving, good human being, and I really miss her. Let's see. Stay on point here. Yeah, I'm still in goddamn PA. Fuck. I ain't really supposed to be out of Ohio. But yeah, looks like I'm headed back over to Ohio. Good. But yeah, they've been like doing this poisoning campaign on me that like fucking, dude, my guts are just fucking like constantly. Not in knots, but more like fucking like a fucking belly full of fucking barbed wire type of shit. When they really get me good, I'll be leaking fucking blood out my backside. Dude, man, I'm telling you, it gets fucking really ugly and it gets motherfucking very painful. So I've like learned to like key in on like the tells. Like if they're like stalling at me in line at a fast food place and you see a car pull up real quick and they go storming inside and then they suddenly appear at the goddamn cashier station and the girl that was serving you just like freezes up and like looks, you know, too afraid to say or do anything. That's them, and they're there to fucking poison you. So I've thrown a lot of food away, only after hard lessons were learned by eating it the time before. tricked them this morning, and they were waiting for me at all the fucking places to eat within 5 miles of my job site. Well, I just blew through all that and drove about 15 miles and beat them to Dunkin' Donuts in Ravenna, and I got half a dozen donuts and a couple of apple fritters and a big cup of coffee. It's all been very fucking wonderful. So yeah, this must be East Liverpool here. Yeah, I'm kind of stoked about this. I've been wanting to fish the Ohio River because that's like where the muskies are, the big muskies. That and Lake Erie. Now I've been up to Lake Erie. If you got a boat, you're hitting the mouth because
In a quarter mile, use the right lane to turn left onto Ohio 170 North.
because Lake Erie's fucking. It's like fucking trying to goddamn fish at the ocean. Like the beach is real gradual. It comes in. You gotta get out there, way far out there to get in deep waters. But salmon will be spawning when the water temperature hits 55, and when that's the case, they'll be in shallow water, pebbly surfaces. To like do their whole.
Use the right lane to turn left onto Ohio 170 North.
The right lane to turn left on Ohio 170 North. The right lane to turn left. Okay. So I want to go 170 North. That's what you're saying. That's what they're saying. Okay. Yeah, I'm coming up on the. I think I'm on the outskirts of.
Turn right onto Dresden Avenue.
I think I'm on the outskirts of East Liverpool right now.